The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back in the fold. It's Tom and Steve on The Local Show as we creep our way into spring, and hopefully it won't be too long.
Creep, was that an exit segue from Pestmaster last time?
Yeah, we were talking creeps.
Crawling in and
when I opened
slithering.
The last
yeah, between sets he was talking about a giant snake. I don't think that was on. Was that in the air about the snake? I think it was.
There are a lot of people who buy exotic pets and then they escape, and people find them in their homes.
What is the deal with that?
That's crazy.
I don't think those are generally happy people. Imagine like, hey, I want to go get a snake. Why? Get a puppy.
Yeah. Well, I told you when I was a kid and I was running the gym for this guy, he had a boa constrictor, and I had to feed the snake when I opened the gym, and he had the tank right in the middle of the gym.
It didn't eat cornflakes.
And no, it ate mice.
Yeah, okay.
And I had to watch it, and it was kind of, you kind of got to be into that stuff. I'm not. to watch a helpless little animal run around the cage and then get, pulverized by the snake and squished.
Yeah,
you
right?
can't help but change places with it and think, oh man, if that was me, oh God. No.
That's like using live frogs for bait when you fish.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I think it's in the same camp. I'll just use the artificial, know.
When things have eyes and mouths and ears and, I don't like.
And they can talk and say, please,
yeah,
Joe,
right.
please.
Hey, tell me a little bit about Victory in Motion. They're our new sponsor for this year, and they do a great job with what they do.
They've been helping a bunch of people. Seems like everybody ultimately needs some kind of knee replacement, or, you're going to eventually need that done, and then it gets closer, and who wants to go through all that? These guys have got the technology to like grow cartilage and do things. If anybody said you need a knee replacement and you don't talk to these guys first, you're nuts. You should just talk to them. He's an orthopedic surgeon. It's not like he's rubbing an eye of newt on it. It's not some weird, stupid thing. But give them a call and say, hey, what's this deal that I might not need a knee replacement?
Anything to do with your joints.
Well, you know what? I forget. That's absolutely true, Tom.
Hips.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Yeah, everything you need there.
Right.
Phone number 685-7544. Dr. Petropoli is and he's a good guy. He is 685-7544. Ask the question. Have a conversation. VictoryInMotion.com. Tom.
Joe Scripa is with us right now. He's the owner of the Scripa Group Real Estate and Property Management. How are you there, Joe?
Doing well. Uncovering from the snow, and we got a little meltdown coming.
Yes, it's a meltdown.
And YouTube listeners will notice that Joe is dressed like you should bury him. He's dressed very nice today, which not in that normal sweat hoodie. You don't have that.
Ties are back. Ties are back.
Yeah,
they're back.
Is that for real?
Business wear is coming back. Yeah.
Well, that whole suit looks great. That's the best that the thrift store has to offer.
It is
right there.
Yeah. I wish I could buy it at a thrift store. I'm too big. Nothing fits. So what's new, wild, exciting at the Scripa Group?
New and exciting. It seems to be the investment people are coming out, and we've had a lot of calls for investment properties around town.
Is that because of Micron, or is this just a normal amount of investors?
I think it's a seasonal thing.
Okay.
People are starting to wake up a little bit. They're seeing things or hoping for better interest rates coming. And I think there's two things we're seeing. We're seeing people who have seen some expansion in pricing that want to get out of their property and make some money. And then we are having no shortage of buyers for those either.
I heard a news story about people investing in Syracuse who are foreign investors that are actually out of the country. Is that a big thing? I didn't think there were that many of those types.
We actually just had a transaction recently with a company that imports product from another country, and they bought a building.
My Uncle Vito did that.
They bought a building to warehouse their product and sell to boat yards.
Wow. So
interesting.
I heard the sky is falling. Trump's going to kill Micron.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, did you hear that one, Tom?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think we're through a lot of that. Maybe he wants to get in there and dissect pieces of the deal and do a little bit of change up or something. But I think we're pretty well through it, and I think we've got a good foundation of companies that have already arrived in Syracuse. It would just be an amazing turnover. If anything.
Well, I mean, but Trump is for capitalism,
right? But if you remember,
Chucky
Schumer came in with big, huge checks. They print out to make the politicians look good,
right? Yes,
and it's just your money somewhere.
Sure.
It's public money.
Correct.
But it'll do so much for the area, the growth, and all that. I still think it's full steam ahead. And I do see a lot more room for development due to Micron here.
Right. Now, our friends over at Store Space on South Bay.
They're a client of mine.
Oh, okay. Tell me, what did you do with them? So just, across from Delta Sonic, it's the indoor storage building. It felt like it took forever to build because I drove by there all the time.
Delta Sonic on South Bay Road, be specific, because near the airport, right?
Yes.
Delta Sonic on South Bay Road. So directly across the street from that, it's a multi-story, heated,
climate controlled, humidity
controlled storage.
There's not a lot of them out there. My perception of storage units are they're out in the field, they're made of metal, and you have a door that goes. Whoop,
this one's different. Look, if you've got grandma's furniture or heirlooms or something like that, it's the place to store that type of product because it's truly humidity controlled,
right?
Truly climate controlled. At the time, I was working with them on another project. They were building this, and we were able to help and give a little advice on some construction challenge that was right in the middle of COVID.
Okay, that explains. It just felt like, as I drive by there all the time, it felt like it took a long time to build, and it just it's like a fortress, this place.
It is. It's amazing. And you drive by, it's unassuming. It's got a drive-through, so you can pull your car in, unload.
That's what I wanted to...
On every floor, or is it, can you just drive in on the base
ground floor, but there's elevators. So there's cargo elevators, so if you got big stuff to go upstairs. And it's all heated inside, so you're not standing out in the wind blowing on you.
Yeah, right.
You go in, you drive into a warm space, like your warm garage at, warmer than 0 degrees outside.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave. Of course, I didn't have anything in the store right that time I was there, but I drove in and the gate goes up. It feels very secure. Not that the outdoor ones aren't secure.
Could I put Steve's office in there?
You could.
Yeah,
you really could.
I'll even drive him over and let him stay in there.
and it would be ideal because there's a couple spaces with no windows, of course.
Yeah, right.
Right, there we go. Don't let me out.
Nobody has to look at you.
But so that's Store Space over on South Bay. And it's right. You're right.
I thought it was called North Syracuse Storage.
No, it just happens to be a storage. No, that's what. That's not what it's called, right? It's Store Space.
Store Space. Yep.
Store Space.
Well, last time we interviewed the guy twice, and it was North Syracuse.
Well,
Storage.
we called it North Syracuse Storage because that's where it is.
It's in North Syracuse.
It's in North Syracuse.
You know what? It's pretty conveniently located. Even if you're on the east side, I mean, it's an easy drive.
Oh yeah,
you get off at Northern Lights.
Oh,
right?
Let's say it's an easy drive normally. But now with all this construction, my goodness, I can't even get out of Cicero.
Yeah, but on North
South Bay Road.
I left at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that part of South Bay Road, you're in trouble. But Store Space, hey, if you want to store stuff, just swing by there. It's 918-7909. But I was just impressed. I was dry going in. The gate went down. It just felt like
totally impressive. If you had an office furniture, equipment, computers, it's safe there. It's safe. It's
drug dealer. If you're a drug dealer, you can put your drugs.
Now here we go. Now comes the rain. We got the DEA coming.
So real quick, spring market coming. People can list their houses.
They can list houses. Man, the houses are still selling fast. Anything in the 200 to 250 range is multiple offers still.
Really?
Even creeping up to 300. Yep. Okay. And then, people divesting of properties that they've owned for a long time. If it's commercial, that stuff is pretty hot these days too.
Yeah. So ScripaGroup.com. I keep hearing this. ScripaGroup.com. Popular guy, but people can have a chat. Just talk about it. 452-1200. They can say, hey, I have some land. I'm thinking of some land. I'm not sure. You're kind of like
pressure.
You're kind of like the guy with the Rubik's Cube that can put it together.
That's it.
All right.